Hi, everybody. This is David Nevins, and welcome to another edition of City Business. Thank you for joining us today. And we have a very special guest today, and he is PJ Pearlstone, who is the newly designated chair of the campaign for the Associated, also known as the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore. PJ, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, David. Great to be here with you.
And it's our pleasure and honor indeed. So, PJ, let's begin. Many of our viewers know about the Associated, and many don't. So, just take a minute and tell us what the Associated, full name, the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore, is all about.
Yeah, sure. The Associated is an umbrella organization for the Jewish community in Baltimore. They provide a wide range of services and programs from early childhood education to senior care, from social services to advocacy. Philanthropic dollars raised by the Associated support our partner organizations, programs, scholarships in Baltimore and around the world. We have a network of 22 agencies serving all areas of the Baltimore community, both Jewish and non-Jewish. The Associated is a vital organization that provides essential services to people in need across Baltimore. And they cover a wide range of areas. We have a huge commitment to Baltimore, including helping revitalize the Park Heights neighborhood, engaging in school programming, addressing food insecurity. We've also committing a lot of efforts to mental health challenges. We're offering traditional therapy. We provide preventive programming at schools. So the Associated is here helping people in need across all ages and spectrums, whether they're young, middle-aged, or older, and is really the key organization that is helping people across Baltimore and across the world. But it's really a Baltimore organization that is much more than just serving the Jewish community.
Very well put. So PJ, very few of us know about philanthropy and giving and the history and the importance of giving more than you, and that's largely because your family has, I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 4 generations of generous philanthropy in Baltimore. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's a tremendous honor to be part of 4 generations of philanthropy. As you said, it means that I'm part of a family that has a long history of giving back to the community and making a difference in the lives of others. It's a responsibility which I take very seriously, and I'm committed to continuing my family's legacy. We're very blessed to be able to help people in need, and it's something that I feel is very important to give back to the community and to make Baltimore a better place to live, work, and raise a family for people today and for future generations. It's one of those responsibilities that don't come lightly, but it's a tremendous honor, and I'm just really so touched to be the first 4th generation campaign chair. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father were all previous campaign chairs, and for me to follow in their footsteps is a tremendous honor. And I look upon it as a wonderful tribute to the legacy of my family's generosity over decades in Baltimore.
No doubt about it. So, PJ, what year would, if you know offhand, would your great-grandfather have started this? And is his picture among any of those on the wall behind you?
Yes, my great-grandfather was campaign chair in 1951-52. He's actually over this side away from me. And then my grandfather was campaign chair. He's up there in the early 70s, and my father was campaign chair in 1986. So it's been a few years since someone from our family has been a campaign chair, but I'm so excited to take the mantle and continue our family's legacy. Additionally, my grandmother was very involved in the community. My cousins and great uncle was also a campaign chair. He's also behind me. So it's something that I'm tremendously blessed to be able to do this. I always tell people, I'm so blessed to be able to do this, to be able to give the time to further the mission of the Associated, which is such an important mission and help so many people across the spectrum.
PJ, tell me just a little bit more, if you don't mind, about sort of what it means to you and your family that you're playing, such a significant role. And is there anything specifically you hope to accomplish, or any new programs that your particular campaign will raise money for?
Yes, so we have lots of new initiatives going on. I mean, one new initiative is our family has committed for a match for all new and increased gifts this year. So we're hoping that is that people take that as a sign to, hey, commit more. So we're hoping that's very successful. We're also working on new initiatives to increase donor involvement, both ones that have been less involved and get them more involved. And I think it's also, we need to make the case and show people how all the depth and breadth of the services the Associated provides across the community. Because I think most people don't realize how many different places the Associated is and how many lives it's touching across the Baltimore community.
You probably, I'm just guessing, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but you probably have some special programs of the Associated that you've been most involved in and are most interested in, and that you're really proud of their achievements. Do you mind talking about one or two of those?
Yeah, sure. So over the years, I've been on the board for many years, the board of the Associated, the board of the AJC. So I've seen seen everything we do. So some of the things I'm most proud of, number one is actually the Pearlstone Center out in Reisterstown. So that's the Pearlstone campus out there. We have a retreat center, an educational farm that's been a huge success. We've increased the outreach to both the local community and the broader community through the environmental education. We also do amazing work in our Jewish community services, helping families in need, whether that's domestic abuse, special needs. So I would say, that's where the Associated really shines, is helping people in need. At the end of the day, that's where we devote the majority of efforts, helping, to help those people in need, whether they're here in Baltimore, they're in Israel, or elsewhere around the world. We are there to help people in need. We've raised money, whether there was various disaster reliefs. We have had emergency campaigns over the last couple of years for COVID. Last year was a mental health campaign. This year, we're going to have a campaign for the anti-Semitism work we're doing. We do a lot of advocacy work on anti-Semitism, working with the Baltimore Jewish Council and the local and state governments. We've been at the forefront pushing, and we've also been working with our universities, our Hillels at Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, Towson, to make sure to push back against the rise of anti-Semitism, which unfortunately Maryland has the 10th most number of anti-Semitic incidences in the country. So that's something we really need to push back on and fight back on, because that's something that's really terrible for everybody.
I'm so disappointed to hear that, but I guess at the same time glad that that's something that you and your colleagues at the Associated will be working on going forward. PJ, so this particular program, which is a part of City Biz List, which as its name implies, goes primarily out to business leaders and civic leaders, not only all over Maryland, but frankly, much of the country, and certainly up and down the East Coast. So talk a little bit about, is there an opportunity for businesses and business leaders to get involved with the Associated and with the campaign in particular?
Yes, definitely. We have the greater Baltimore business community plays a critical role in our work. And we've actually been pushing additional resources into our corporate sponsorships, and we've had great success this year in the last couple of years engaging corporations locally here. They see the benefit of what we're doing both in the community, and they also see that the people who are involved with the Associated are involved in all facets of the Baltimore community, not just the Jewish community. They're involved in the cultural institutions educational institutions, they are involved across the community. So these businesses understand the value that we're providing, but they also see that people who are involved with the associate are involved in the community at all forms of the community and are business leaders across town. Additionally, we offer a number of affinity groups for lawyers. We have a real estate industry group, healthcare professionals. So we have many different sponsorship levels for businesses depending on how they want to be involved, whether they want to be involved on a programmatic level or a more annualized level and be involved with our system.
So I know you have, because obviously I see all the materials and the like, and I attend a number of your events. I know you have, for businesses in particular, sponsorship opportunities and partnership programs and so forth. If a business person is watching this program, and hopefully many will be, how should they reach out and to whom to see if there's something that makes sense for them to participate in?
Yeah, so on our website there's a link for where businesses can click and there's someone who's dedicated to working with them. A gentleman by the name of Ira, he's happy to come out and meet with any business that wants to discuss different opportunities. We have a wide range, as I said, of program options in terms of sponsorship levels. So I think it's something that is very easy. Go to the associated website and it's pretty easy to find, or someone can always email me or call me anytime, and I'm happy to connect people to the right people.
So PJ, let me just in closing ask you this, and I know we were talking about this in the beginning, but again, it's pretty rare that, and in your case, you indicated you were the fourth generation of Pearlstones to be involved with the associated and to take a leadership position. What will make your term as the campaign chair? What do you want to see happen? What will make it successful? And I don't know if your term ends a year from now or 2 years from now. You can clarify that. But what do you want to have accomplished? And then when when you're talking to your dad, who I also know, and say, Dad, wouldn't Grandpa and great grandpa, wouldn't they have been, so proud? What is it that people can help you achieve in your term that will make all that happen and put a big smile on your face and that of your dad and all your colleagues on the board of the Associated as well?
Well, number one, we need to hit our fundraising goal, because unfortunately, as much money as we raise, it's still not enough. So that's like, no matter what, we need to raise more money every day. And as much money as we raise, we need to do more. So some of the things that I'm really excited about, we just closed out our centennial campaign. So that's really exciting. We're working right now on our campaign to renovate our Park Heights campus and move our headquarters up there. So that's really exciting. And then it's just increasing the participation. We have approximately 6,000 to 7,000 donors. And that's something I would love to see, a larger number of donors across the system. Unfortunately, that's been a number that's been dropping over the years. So that's a statistic we need to change. And I think it's also just getting people more involved who over the last couple of years through COVID might have kind of went different directions, and get people re-energized and re-involved and get people back together in person. Because I think being together in person is a unique experience. We have our campaign kickoff coming up next week. And as you mentioned, from a business perspective, we also have Leon Cooperman coming in to speak to the financial and professionals. So we have lots of exciting events coming up. And I think it's one of these where, we want to continue to grow the campaign, but we're also raising money for other parts of our system along the way. So I would say, number one, we just got to continue to raise more. And unfortunately, there isn't like, oh, if we get to this, we're done, because it's a never ending game. And as I said, it doesn't matter how much we raise, it's never enough. So, in this 1 year, it's only a 1 year role. I'm hoping that we'll get to our goals and be able to close out this campaign for Park Heights. And we've already closed out our centennial, and hopefully we'll also close out our anti-Semitism campaign. So by hitting our goals and all those numbers, that will help us to be able to then distribute those funds to our partner organizations, and then that money then gets filtered down to the local level. So basically, the more money we raise, the more money the more we're able to help people. So it's one of those where we need everybody to step up, and hopefully people will be generous and raise and increase their annual campaign contributions. I know these are challenging economic times for a lot of people, but there's definitely a lot of people who have been very successful, and we're very fortunate to have a huge base of extremely generous donors, but unfortunately we need more of them.
And quite obviously, the Associated is also fortunate to have you as their campaign chair. And frankly, it seems there's little doubt that with the obvious knowledge you bring and the history you bring and the enthusiasm that you bring to the role, I hope we can talk a year from now, and I have little doubt that you'll be declaring victory in terms of having reached the goals, and then we'll move on to the next person to follow in your footsteps, just as you have followed in the footsteps of many renowned Baltimore business and civic leaders pictured behind you, not to mention 3 generations of your family before you as well. So PJ, thanks so much for joining us today.
No, thank you, David. It was great. It was great to see you, and thanks for taking the time to speak with me and also be able to showcase the Associated, because it's such an important organization that makes such a big difference in so many people's lives. So please, support the annual campaign. It's so important.
Well put. And again, we'll put this up on the screen, but folks, if you're interested, reach out to the Associated Jewish Federation of Baltimore. They'll be easy to find. This is David Nevins for City Biz List. Thank you so much for joining us today and joining us with our special guest, PJ Pearlstone. Have a great day. Thank you.